Hello and Happy New Year, people, my people. It's your girl, Dr. 𝐂𝐎𝐒, and I wanted to come on here today to wish everyone a Happy New Year. 2025, we're going to thrive and stay alive out here in these very complex streets. And my best advice is to do everything you can to protect your peace. But we're going to go ahead and get started with this video because I've had the most difficult time getting through my fragrances, because as soon as I clean the tray, get the tray together, it is weeks and sometimes more than a month before I get back to the tray, hence the dust particles that you may see in this video. But we're going to go through some of the things that I wore at the end of 2024 and some of the purchases, along with what I've purchased recently going into 2025. But just to get started, the Ivory Root by 𝐵𝐲𝐲 is an amazing fragrance. It was very clean, and actually it is a little masculine leaning, but I found it to be a beautiful fragrance. You can see there's only a little bit left as I'm shaking this, so I'll go back and revisit those last few squirts. I find it to be really sexy, like I said, clean, long-lasting, definitely unisex, and it has a bit of a boozy flair to it, but not overpowering. I find it to be comparable to perhaps maybe a lighter version of like an Angel Share, but not smelling like Angel Share, but comparable to. So if you like booziness in your fragrances, the Ivory Root would be one for you. And I'm just going to use these last few squirts, perhaps today, and then we're going to take that bottle and move on. Now, this next fragrance by 𝐵𝐲𝐲 is a For Life fragrance, More Than Words. I already have a bigger backup bottle. This particular fragrance is so amazing. It's signature scent worthy. It is so compliment grabbing. Every time I wear it, I get a compliment. And it's just a beautiful, long-lasting unisex fragrance, very sexy. Definitely, it can be worn either in the evening or in the winter. It would carry in cold weather. But because I live in South Florida, this is something that I wear periodically all year round. But this bottle was from a couple of years ago. And like I said, I already had a bottle in the pocket macerating for use. So More Than Words is absolutely stunning. If you want a long-lasting unisex fragrance that's definitely sexy and progressive, More Than Words, 𝐵𝐲𝐲. They don't miss. 𝐵𝐲𝐲 tends not to miss. So Chelsea Nights, incense, oud, sexy, evening, date night, amazing. One of my favorite fragrances. This is also a For Life fragrance. What is going on with my pronunciation? So Chelsea Nights is a wonderful fragrance by Bond. I love the way Bond does fragrances, and I've really enjoyed this. Again, I do have a backup bottle already. So my For Life fragrances, More Than Words, I already have backups. This is an amazing fragrance, but I don't have a backup. I'm going to be exploring other fragrances like it. So Italica, the Cosmorati line of 𝐵𝐲𝐲. I already have a smaller backup bottle of this. This is totally empty. This is an amazing gourmand fragrance. Very sweet, very reminds you of being in a bakery of sorts where they're serving chocolate and coffee. Amazing. I have a backup bottle, and I am going to be leaning towards getting more smaller bottles, simply because it's just better when you have a large collection to get through some of the smaller mLs, so that you can get through your rotation quicker and your collection more efficiently. Okay. This was the hit of the year, I think. This Cashmere and Palo Santo. Donna Karan didn't come to play when it comes to this particular fragrance. She did not come to play. And this is an amazing fragrance. It is sexy. It is definitely a fragrance that you can wear on a daily basis. Beautiful. I have a backup bottle of this as well, and I actually ordered it by accident, but I'm glad that I have it. So stay tuned. Now, lavishly 𝐇𝐎𝐒 schooled us on the House of 𝐂𝐎𝐒 and some of the positions they have taken with their advertising after some announcements were made when we experienced our presidential election. So I have a few cupcakes from the House of 𝐂𝐎𝐒, and I think my relationship with the House of 𝐂𝐎e𝐒 has definitely come into question. I am going to do some research for myself before I cast judgment, because I do have a Power Player fragrance, Passion de l'Amour, that is a for life signature fragrance for me that I had decided that years ago. But Gryffindor from the Harry Potter's series is a nice fragrance. It isn't anything that I would necessarily purchase again, but it has a beautiful powdery scent to it. In the House of 𝐂𝐎e𝐒, they do know how to do fragrances. They really do. But again, I think that many of us who may question where people stand on various things will be looking at a lot of corporations and companies. So, like I said, I have some research I need to do on this piece. Okay. Tamavichi, Zenobia. This, there's definitely saffron in this fragrance. If I'm not mistaken, you can check me if I'm wrong. But this is a great fragrance, and again, it puts me in the mind of your Baccarats, your Roccas, Christian Provenzano, and the like. So if you like that type of scent profile with your Baccarat Rouge 540, there's another fragrance that I have by Electimus, I believe, that's reminiscent of the Baccarat Rouge 540, Tamavichi, and Rocca, as I just mentioned. I'm glad I have it. But like I said, that particular profile is easy to come across. So, but this fragrance was done very Gui Charnel Extrait, BDK, always amazing. There's not much more I could say about this. Get your hands on it. It's definitely signature worthy every day. I love the Extrait because it gives a little bit more power, and it's outstanding, and you don't. So next up, it took me this Tom Ford Lost Cherry. I'm glad I have it in my collection, but brothers and sisters at Tom Ford's people, you all have to do better with the longevity and the staying power with this. There is no reason on God's green good earth that we have to put this type of coin into a fragrance and the job doesn't last. You're playing in our faces. On this one, you're playing in our faces. For it to be the most amazing cherry that I have smelled, and for it to last 7.7 minutes on your skin is a crime. It's just a crime. But it is beautiful. I am glad I have it. But Tom, y'all got to do a little better than this now. Come on, do better. Penhaligon's 𝐓𝐇, wonderful. Oud, clean, very unique, powerful business during the day, winter, evening. It's lovely. It just really is. This is also signature scent worthy if you love an oud. This is great. Whisper to me. This is outstanding for a designer fragrance. This is really a beautiful, beautiful scent. Spring, summer, during the day. It really is fantastic. Fruity, done in the best way. By Sniff. This is reminiscent to me of 100 Silent Ways by Nishane. But this, every time I wear it, is a compliment getter. No matter where I've worn it, to the doctor, to work, I've always received a compliment, and people are not standing right next to me necessarily when I get the compliment. It just permeates and hangs in the air with whatever room you're in. Honey Sweet Sniff. Again, if you love 100 Silent Ways, you would love this fragrance. And this is a fraction of the cost of 100 Silent Ways of Nishane. You will love it. Get into Sniff. Anything with, Santal and fragrances that have this scent profile, like the Palo Santal. This is great. Mona did her thing on this. And no, I don't know Mona like that. But she did her thing on this. 𝐂𝐈𝐒, the Wedding Silk Santal. I have a backup bottle because this is really great. It's a wonderful signature scent or a wedding-based scent. But get into it. Following up with another 𝐂𝐈𝐒 Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. This was also a compliment getter. Wonderful to wear, fun during the day, weekend, playful, but a good, just fun, great smelling perfume that is a compliment getter. Hang time in the air. There is longevity to it. It's really great. I've enjoyed this. I've worn it a bit. Would I be purchasing another one? Not sure, but I do enjoy this fragrance and I do wear it. The GOAT, Delina Exclusive. Nothing compares to this particular fragrance. I love this fragrance, and I did purchase the La Rose in a small bottle because I just wanted to round out the collection. I have Valaya, I have Delina Exclusive, and now I have the La Rose, and I do not regret having any of those perfumes in my collection. This is another house that really knows what they're doing, if not come play games. Delina Exclusive, every time I wear it, it shuts the room down. Every time. And shuts it down in a good way. This is my little backup sample for the Wedding Silk Santal. I like to travel with that so I can have what I need. We have an oil, Oud Satin Mood, Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Wonderful. I just can't get enough of, MFK. Another one that knows what they're doing. I don't, enjoy every single solitary fragrance because I don't know every single solitary fragrance. But I love having this oil and rubbing this on and then having the perfume as well. Now, last year or the year before last, my bestie from college went to Dubai and purchased this for me. This is a heavier oud fragrance. So if you love oud, you would love this. It's definitely a smoky oud with a touch of sweetness to it. But if you are not an oud lover, it is not for you. I haven't worn this as much. I'm going to get into it more this year. This is definitely something you can wear in the winter time or in a very conducive climate that has crisp summer evenings or spring evenings, but you do not want to wear this in the heat. I mean, take a risk if you like, but I wouldn't do it. Love this one. But I'm a oud girl, so it's not hard. Another oud fragrance, Bond number 9, Nomad, a masterpiece. I would say this is another For Life fragrance from Bond. I can't say enough. Scentsy, oudy, Middle Eastern vibe, and it just carries and lasts. You don't have to overspray, even though I do. It's great. Bond is another one that does not come to play. Some more 𝐔𝐍𝐉𝐎𝐘, Herba Pura, again, spring, summer, daytime, evening, fun, fruity, honey-covered candied fragrance. Excellent. That's excellent. I love it. My full bottle of the 𝐸𝐼talika. Like I said, I bought a backup. This is like the first gourmand fragrance that I purchased. So I have this in the rotation. Oops. And Dolce Melodia, again, comparable to a Herba Pura, but perhaps a little bit better. And Sospiro did a fantastic job with this. I need to get what that is, little linty lint. But when I clean these off and organize, the Dolce Melodia, wonderful fruity fragrance. Last but definitely not least, Lenora by Mind Games. Again, another fruity, outstanding fragrance. I bought this last year for my birthday, and I have worn it, but I haven't exhausted it, so that's why I wanted to put it on my tray to really get into it. But I do plan on doing some more damage with this in 2024, because I just purchased another gourmand fragrance that you'll see in my next video by Mind Games. And stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this was what, my November-December tray, and we're going to create another tray, and we're going to do some purging, because I do plan on going on Mercari and selling some of my fragrances so I can lighten up my load and streamline my collection. So stay tuned for that. Bye-bye.